changes.
Hey, what's going on YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. These two were insistent on being a part of this video, so they get to be in this one. Yesterday I did a video about deductions and expenses for resellers and small business owners. If you missed the video, I'll link it below. It's a fantastic way to get started on collecting up all of your numbers for tax time, whether you're still wanting to file for July 15th cutoff for 2019, or you're trying to prepare your stuff for 2020 to get yourself in line for the rest of this year. With that said, a lot of people asked if they should use GoDaddy or QuickBooks or Excel or some other spreadsheet or way to track their numbers. And so I use QuickBooks Online Simple Start as the way that I track my numbers. I love it. It's affordable. It's about $175 a year if you pay upfront. So was that about $13 to $14 a month? I know people said GoDaddy is about $12 a month. I haven't used GoDaddy, so I'm not familiar with their pricing, but you can check that out. They're very similar, QuickBooks Online and GoDaddy. So that's really personal preference. I've used QuickBooks for the better part of 10 years, so that's just why I use it. I know a lot of you love GoDaddy. Up to you. I can help you with QuickBooks. If it's GoDaddy, not sure I'm gonna be much help to you. With that said, there is a free way to do it, and it's through QuickBooks through Microsoft Excel spreadsheets. And you can use Google Sheets on a website free from any computer, any internet. All you need is an internet connection, and you can log in and check your numbers and add or subtract or edit them. So I wanna go over to my computer and I wanna show you how to create your own spreadsheet for tracking your numbers as a reseller or any business owner. And then you'll be able to duplicate that on your own without me and have those numbers every single day, every single week, every single month. You can update them as often as you want, and you'll be ready to go when tax time comes for your CPA or if you do it on your own. So without further ado, let's go over to my computer. I'll screen share. I'll get rid of these two silly boys and we'll go over how to track your numbers. All right, so welcome into Google Sheets. So this is Google's version of Excel without actually having an Excel file or program on your computer. You can use this on Windows, Mac, doesn't matter. It's available on iOS and Android as an app. It's kind of difficult to use on the app. It's not as easy, but I'll show you how to do it on a computer and then you can figure it out from there. What you're gonna do is Google the word Google Sheets and then click on it and click to open a new blank sheet. And then you can rename it and just call it your accounting or whatever you want up here. Very, very easy. It auto saves every couple of seconds or after everything that you do. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna create two different tabs. If you wanna create a new tab, you're gonna use this down the bottom to create new sheet. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna track your sales. And so we always wanna do the date and we wanna do the item that sold. And then you can do the platform, right? Okay, so let's just say you sold something, let's say it's June 15th. So we could just do June 15th, right? Let's give ourselves a little more room here. And then let's say the item that you sold was a Nike men's green polo shirt, extra large. And then the other thing you can do, a lot of people like, this is up to you, is a SKU number. If you have a SKU number, an inventory number like A101 or A102 or whatever it was, you can put it in there. And this is how you can track items if you need to find them and find the amount for it. I highly recommend this, especially if you're storing stuff in a garage or in bins. You need to track this anyways through eBay. So in the SKU line, you would input this. And then when you sell it, you'd put it here on the SKU line of your spreadsheet. Okay, let's say that you sold it on eBay, right? And then we're gonna say the sale price, that's next, okay? So the sale price, let's say we got 25 bucks for it. Now, what you wanna do at the top is you want to have the sale price total all of your sales. So what you'll do is you'll select that top box above the first item, below the sale price, and select this little E looking symbol called function and hit the sum. Just click it and then start with the first number by clicking and holding and then drag it all the way down. You can edit this later. I'm just gonna drag it down for about 100 slots. And now it's gonna total everything that you put in this row and tell you your total sales. So our next column that I'm gonna do is the eBay fee, since we know that that was an eBay fee. Now, if this was a Poshmark fee, we would have a different fee, but let's just put it in the same box, eBay Posh Amazon fee. And we can actually just call that the platform fee if you want, if it's easier for you. Now let's say you have 10% no top rated seller, so it costs you $250. Now again, we want to do the same thing and total this at the top, right? We want to take the sum of and just scroll it down and hit enter. And now we've got all of these totals, okay? And then we want to do a PayPal fee. Now, if you don't sell it on eBay, if it's Amazon or Posh, your PayPal fee is obviously going to be 0. So this PayPal fee on $25, let's just check out what it would be. 25 times 0.029 plus 0.3 is $1.02. They'll round that up to $1.03. So that is our price, is $1.03. And again, we want to total the PayPal fees, right? So we're just going to scroll down. You can always extend that farther. So then we have a PayPal fee. And then we have a shipping label cost. And people are like, well, what if I charge the customer? It doesn't matter. If you charge that customer $20 plus 5 shipping, your sale price is $25. If you charged them $25 plus 5 shipping, this sale price becomes $30. You still have to buy that label. Let's say the label costs you $4.05. So once again, we want to sum up and total all of our shipping labels. Okay. And now we do what's called a net in pocket, right? So our net in pocket is what we sold the item for. So we're going to do the sum again. We're going to click just one time, click the sale price, and then hit the minus button, your fee, minus button again, PayPal, and minus button again, shipping label. So after we paid for the fees and the shipping, we were left with, with 1702. If you ever mess something up, this back button here is really, really handy dandy. So we were left with 1742. Now, of course, we have a cost of goods sold, okay? We have a cost of goods sold, and let's say you paid $3 for it, right? So we're gonna put that in. And now, of course, we want to always sum the top. We forgot to sum the net, so let's go ahead and sum that one up. And then let's go ahead and sum the cost of goods sold. All right. Okay, perfect. Okay, now we can do a line for profit. And so our profit is, of course, going to be what we were left with minus our cost of goods sold. You made a $14.42 profit. Go ahead and sum up that in total. Okay. And there you go. There's how you can track the sales. Let's do another one just so you guys can see. Let's say the next day you sold a Lily Pulitzer pink flower dress. I don't know, just something random. It was in bin B number 103. And you sold that on Poshmark instead. And you sold it for $30. The platform fee, Posh takes its 20%. Remember, you have to account for this. Your sale is actually $30. So your platform fee is going to be $6. There's no PayPal fee. And there's no shipping label cost because Posh takes care of that. So your net in pocket, now remember, we have to take this net in pocket, and on this one, since we're totaling, we have to drag it. See that little square? We have to drag that down. And it did the math that you were paid $24. Now let's say your cost of goods on this one was a little more. It was $5, okay? And then again, we want to total the profit, so we're going to drag that box. And now you have a $19 profit. And at the top, and you can color code this, you can like drag over and use this little paint bucket and you can color code that. You can also go to box 3 and hit insert one above, right click, insert one above. It'll give you some space, like to space it out. I kind of like to do that. I'll do my sales price in green sometimes. And then I'll do like my expenses in orange to kind of, you know, differentiate between them. Cost of goods, that's something that came out of pocket, and the profit. Okay, so on these two items, I sold $55. I paid $8.50 in platform fees. I paid $1.03 in PayPal, $4.05 for shipping labels. My net after everything was $41.42, and I paid $8 to buy them, and I made $33.42. So you can do that all the way down for these items. Now, here's how you're going to track what the cost of goods sold was and what your purchases are. So again, we're going to go ahead and call this sheet, right click and hit rename, our sales. And you could do this a different tab for every month, or you can do one tab all the way down for the whole year. It's totally up to you. I typically do one for the whole month. So I'll do like rename June 2020. It is what it is. You're only going to put on here what you've sold for that month and what's actually been paid. Okay. We're going to create a second sheet. and we're going to call this one expenses, right? June 2020. Now for this one, we're going to do the date. We're going to do the item bought. Okay, we're going to do the price paid. And actually, before the price paid, we're going to call this vendor/store. So that's where you got it from. And then price paid. Sorry about that. Okay, so now let's say, and I'm going to start on 4 to give us that blank line there. Let's say that I bought this one on June 1st. Let's say I started shopping June 1st. And let's say this is the Nike shirt, right? We're just going to shorten it. And let's say I bought it at Goodwill. Okay, now the price paid for it. Now, if we go back to that one, now when I bought it, I paid $3 for it. So this line would actually be filled in first. And of course, the price paid, you want to go ahead and total it. Oops. D4. So we want to, whoops. Again, you're going to sum this. I accidentally clicked the wrong button. Sorry about that. Okay. All right. So we paid $3. So this would have been typed in on June 1st. And then when we sold it, and I should have put the SKU in here, which we knew was, what did I do? A102 or A103? A102. So when I put it in there, I typed in on June 1st, the Nike shirt for $3. And instead of price paid, you should put cost of inventory. It'll help you keep it straight. Cost of inventory, $3, right? And then when I sell it, it goes into cost of goods sold. So over here, you're going to put cost of goods sold. And you want to get rid of this. You want to make this, right, go to 0 in the cost of inventory because we sold it, okay? So basically what happens is this cost of inventory is going to run up. Everything you buy is going to go in there. Let's say you bought something for $5 and $6 and $3 and $9 and $20, right? And let's say this is the Lily dress right here. And that's B103 or whatever it was. I bought it from Salvation Army. I can't spell. And then I come over here and I bought that on 6/3. Okay, now we sold that. Again, $5 was our cost of goods sold, right? So this is calculating our cost of goods sold. So let's say the year ended and I still had these 4 items left that I paid $6, $3, $9, and $20 for. My cost of inventory was $46. My cost of goods sold was $8. Well, that's very, very easy math. It leaves us with 38. So this is going to say inventory left. And what you're going to do is the sum of the inventory minus, come over here and select cost of goods sold. And that gives you $38. So you spent $46. You have $8 cost of goods sold. And over here, left in your inventory is $38. So that tells you exactly how much you have left. And when you buy it and it sells, you are certainly welcome to mark it as green over here if you'd like. And then all of these items will still show in stock. And so that's how easy it is to track exactly, at least through Google Sheets, exactly what items have sold, exactly how much they cost you, and exactly how much you paid for them. Now, the reason that SKUs are important here is, let's say that you're buying hundreds of items. You're going to have to scroll through and find that item to find its cost of goods sold right here. Instead, you could just search for it and then you would know. So hopefully that makes sense. Now, the other thing you want to do on expenses is over here, you want to space over a little bit and you want to put another date and you want to put the word expense and then you want to put category and then you want to put vendor or store and then you want to put cost. Okay, so what this column is going to be for is, again, on 6/1/2020, the expense was envelopes. We bought poly mailers, envelopes, poly mailers, right? Okay. And that category is shipping material. Okay. And we bought it from eBay. We ordered them off eBay and we paid $23. Now we want to go ahead and total up our expense cost just because. Okay. Now we have an expense for shipping material. Now on 6/2, I bought a light kit. And this category is equipment. And we bought that off of Amazon and we paid $65. There you go. And that's all you will do for your expenses. When you pay an eBay store fee, I would recommend adding that separate of each individual item's fee. I would come over here if your store renewed on the 3rd, which they probably don't, but you get it. The eBay store fee. This category is fees and dues, which I explained in the tax video from yesterday, if you saw it. The vendor, we paid eBay for that, and we paid $59.95, I think, is the premium store. And then let's say on 6/7, we had a new camera that we bought to take great pictures. So this would be equipment as well. We got that from, let's say, a pawn shop locally. Yep, and you could put the name of the pawn shop, and you paid $150 for it. So there you go. This is how you'll track it. Now, the only other thing you're going to worry about is if you get a return. Let's say somebody returns the Nike shirt, okay? This stays. Your sale is still active. You still sold the item and finished it. What's going to happen is you're going to put in an expense. Let's say that you messed up and there was a little hole in it. So on 6/20, they send it back, and you have to pay for the label. This is a return label. The category is shipping cost, okay? And you paid the USPS. It's through eBay, but you paid USPS. I think that's the correct vendor. You don't need to know the vendor for IRS. You just need to know the category. Let's say that you paid $350 to get it back, okay? Now, when the item comes in on 6/25, a couple days later, this is going to be a return cost, and it's going to be a refund under category. And this is going to go to customer/eBay. And let's say you give them back. Now you're refunding them the complete $25 because you did $25 free shipping, okay? You now have an expense of $25 because you refunded them. That money went out. You were charged the label here to your eBay account and the refund to the customer. Now you don't get your PayPal fees back, and you won't probably get your eBay fees back depending on why. Now when you sell that item again, you're going to input it right back in as another sell. Let's say you sell it one more time for $25. You're going to put in the information all the same, just like you just bought it out of a store, except you bought it for $25 plus $350, $28.50. So you still get to keep this money as a sale. You then have an expense where you refunded them and got it back. And then when you sell it again, you'll put it in again as another sell. Hopefully that makes sense. And that's how you do return cost and credits in the event that you get one. All right, so I think we've covered just about everything that you will need to get rolling. Again, you can do this on multiple tabs. You can do this on one tab for just 2020 and just keep rolling all the way down. A lot of people like that easier. It's totally up to you. If you have questions, concerns, comments, problems, this sheet works for any business. You can create your own columns, tabs, whatever it is you want to create. It's really great for reselling. eBay, Amazon, Etsy, Poshmark, Shopify, you name it, it will work. Anything that you buy and sell. If you run another business, you will have to, edit this and alter it and fix it for your liking and for your taste and for what works for your company. Hopefully this is a big, huge help to everyone. It was one of my most popular videos several years ago, so I decided to update it for 2020, show you how it works. And if you want to share this with anybody to help you, you can, of course, share this right here. Share it and type in their Gmail. And then once people are on the sheet, you can click here and chat with them and leave comments about different things. You can both work on it. There's all kinds of other things that you can do, from importing it to trashing it to all that stuff. If you're not familiar with Excel or Google Sheets, please watch some YouTube videos on some more advanced features. I just showed you the very basics, but this will get you off and rolling to track your numbers. And if you did this for the whole year and brought it to a CPA, they would probably be able to decipher this in a matter of minutes rather than hours and hours of work. Also, over here on the expenses, I recommend that you color code different categories. So for example, shipping materials, you might be able to do that. And then equipment, you might be able to make it a light teal, right? And what's good about that is at the end of the year, if you want to know just what you spent on equipment, you can sort these categories by right clicking, and you can sort A to Z and see all of the stuff in that category A to Z. Be careful when you sort one row by A to Z, it only sorts that, so it's going to mix it up with the rest. So what you would have to do is you'd have to sort these two by A to Z, or you would have to sort them by color or something along that line. Just know that whatever one you sort, it's going to rearrange that and not rearrange the rest. So it may put, equipment up here at the top, and that would show as poly mailers for $23, and it's not correct. So just keep that in mind. Okay, that's all I got for you. Appreciate you watching. Thank you so much. Again, use the comment section. I'm sure there'll be a lot of questions. I'll be happy to answer as many, if not all of them, as I can. And I appreciate you all watching. Make sure you hit that like button. Share this video with your social media, your YouTube, Instagrams. Let other people learn. Let them see what they need to do. It will really help them out, and it helps me out as well, as always. And thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. Subscribe to the channel for more videos, and I'll see you guys later tomorrow.